Okay, we are here with our student Jordan to talk about dependent and independent variables. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we talk about when we talk about dependent and independent? Well, you're dealing with an equation, and that equation is going to be a variable equals something in terms of another variable. Here I have y equals, and usually the other side will be something in terms of x. Okay, so then you put in something for the x, just like in this arrow here. You put in x, and you get out the value for y. And what you put in, you change to different values to try them out. And that's why you call that independent. You can make it whatever it wants, just like an independent person can do whatever they want. And when you get out another value, that's dependent because it depends on what you put in for x. And usually the dependent variable will be y, not always, and the independent variable will be x. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's do a couple of examples here. So the first example is this equation, y equals x plus 3. And so what is the independent variable and what's the dependent variable there?
The independent variable will be x and the dependent will be y.
Good. So now we can start generating a whole bunch of values, putting in values for x and getting out values for y. So I've done what basically in this diagram up here, we put in x into an equation and we get out y. Same thing in this table. We put in an x, the independent variable, into the equation and we get y out. And so I've done the first couple here. We put 0 in for x, so instead of y equals x plus 3, we write y equals 0 plus 3. And 0 plus 3 is 3, so y equals 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can see here when x equals 1, we write y equals 1 plus 3, and so y equals 4. Okay, let's just do the next couple of rows. What should I write right here?
Y equals 2 plus 3.
Good, so y equals
5.
Great. How about the next row?
Y equals 3 plus 3.
And y equals
6.
Okay, you got it. How about the next one?
Y equals 4 plus 3.
And so y equals
7.
Excellent. Okay, let's do another example over here on the right. So we have this equation, y equals 6x minus 2. We can create another table here. Just a little bit more complicated than the first one because we have this coefficient in front of the x, the 6. So when I take 0 as the independent variable and I substitute it into the equation, instead of y equals 6x minus 2, I have y equals 6 times 0 minus 2. And 6 times 0 is 0, minus 2 is negative 2. And in this case, with the independent variable being 1, I put that in here and I get the output of the dependent variable as 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the last few rows together and we'll be done. So what should I write next?
Y equals 6 times 2 minus 2.
Very good. And what's 6 times 2?
12.
Minus 2?
10.
Very good. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about the next row?
Y equals 6 times 3 minus 2.
Very good. And what's 6 times 3?
18.
And what's 18 minus 2?
16.
Very good. And last one.
Y
Oh, I beat you to it. Yeah, y equals 6 times 4 minus 2. What's 6 times 4?
24.
Good. 24 and 24 minus 2?
22.
22. Okay? So do you kind of get the idea? You always put an input, which is the independent variable, and you get an output, which is the dependent variable. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, you got it.